Poonam, very good evening. My name is Ankit Sharma and I am from collegejunior.com. Welcome to you on our interview series, which is Thoughts on Education, where we conduct the interviews with dignitaries of various colleges like faculties, HODs, deans, and directors. I would like to request you to give a brief introduction about yourself, then we will proceed the interview.
Thank you so much, Ankit. I'm Dr. Poonam Gandhi. I am a sociologist. I teach sociology-related courses at Flame University. I'm also the Assistant Dean of Experiential Programs at the university, and I co-chair the International Relations.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. So, shall we start the interview?
Oh, sure, we can.
Okay. So, my first question is, you have held key positions at education institutes throughout your professional career. What keeps you connected with the education sector and how has your experience been so far with the institute?
Well, I've been connected with the higher education sector for almost more than 2 decades. And it has been a very fulfilling journey so far, I would say. I am in this career, in this profession, because I enjoy teaching. And that's one of the passions along with research. Teaching at Flame has been very satisfactory. It has, in fact, given me immense joy, to be in classroom with the students, to engage with them, to facilitate their learning. So I would say, all in all, it's been a wonderful experience so far.
Thank you, ma'am. So my next question is, being the faculty of Flame University, what are your roles and responsibilities towards the students?
Towards students, of course, teaching is the main responsibility. But not just teaching, in a class kind of a format where it's a monologue, but to enhance learning, to enhance the comprehension, there is a need for open discussions. So in my class spaces or my classroom, there are a lot of discussions. I encourage students with diverse kind of diversity. And therefore, the diverse opinions are quite helpful for students to kind of learn more from each other. Also, I would mention specifically that it is a safe space where students don't have to feel uninhibited, and they can voice their opinions and views. So, all in all, I think it's a very interactive kind of space where learning happens both ways. And I think students also tend to give us a lot of insights. So I think it's a mutual kind of a learning experience.
Thank you, ma'am. So my next question is, do you have any extracurricular activities or programs to enhance the skill of the students or expose them to the real world challenges?
Well, we have so many of them. Extracurricular, co-curricular activities. Since Flame University is a residential campus, students are engaged throughout the day, of course in classes, but outside the classroom also there are multiple clubs, photography, philosophy, environment, project story. There are several clubs that make sure that students interact with each other and outside the class space. We also have research centers. We have, for example, we have the Writing Center, which supports students who are struggling with academic writing. If we were to look at the co-curricular activities, then we have the experiential programs at Flame University, which are mandatory. So we have social immersion, which is the developmental activities program, where students engage or student intern with a non-government organization or a civic engagement that happens, civic learning that happens. That's one. Then there is a historical and a socio-cultural kind of immersion, that is the Discover India program, where students, along with a faculty mentor, they travel on field to research a certain aspect of the Indian society and culture. This is a flagship program at the university where students are given master classes. They are taught about research, about audiovisual, so documentary kind of making. They also are taught logistics, and they've given master class for ethics on field, for logistics and finance. So all in all, it's like a holistic program which kind of prepares them. And the deliverables are in terms of a report, a presentation, a documentary that each of the groups submit. So it's about 8 to 9 months long kind of a program where the entire second year batch divides themselves into different groups and discovers different aspects of the Indian society. The third immersion program is a professional immersion, which is a summer internship program where students are intern at an organization or a production house or a publishing house or a non-government organization or the government sector, where they would want to get the experience of how it is to work, or the work life, how it's going to be, how they can connect with the professional space. So it's a learning for them wherein they get to kind of understand how it is to work with other people, what does the organization do, what they could learn from the working space and bring it back to the classroom, wherein they can then question, they can then engage with the faculty. So yes, all in all, I think we have kind of a holistic development of students happening through our experiential programs. Apart from that, sports is mandatory, so they have a whole lot of options for sports. Ankit, I don't know if you've kind of seen the sports complex, but we have cricket, football, volleyball, basketball, badminton, tennis, squash, swimming. I think I can just go on and on. So yes, they have the opportunity to engage in different sports. Yeah, so this way it's like a holistic development that's happening in the Flame University.
Thank you, ma'am. So my next question is, what are the interventions and approaches you bring in apart from curriculum to train or teach the students?
Apart from curriculum, one of the programs or one of the ways in which we try and connect is the mentoring program. So almost all the faculty are mentoring the students when they come in the first year. Each of the student is assigned a mentor. They also have a peer mentor, one of their seniors who becomes a mentor, because in the first year it can be quite challenging to navigate the academic courses as well as the campus, the hostel. So my mentoring is very strong. We also act as advisors, so we are academic advisors where faculty will guide them to choose the correct combinations, majors, minors, to pick up the right kind of courses. So academic advising is pretty strong. We also have, of course, apart from mentoring, students are given time to discuss their careers if they are interested. They can approach us to discuss the avenues open to them after graduation or post graduation. So I think apart from just curriculum, there is a whole lot of other support, help, mentoring that goes on our campus.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such insights. So my next question is, what do you see as the greatest strengths of Flame University?
The greatest strengths of Flame University, I would say, one is of course student centricity in education. Because we keep the student at the core or at the center when we are planning all of these activities. Second would be the interdisciplinarity, because we offer more than 300 plus major minor combinations. That itself kind of gives you will give you an idea as to how many options students have. And these are not in silos, but there is a lot of interdisciplinary learning that happens because students are choosing different kinds of combinations. And I would say holistic development. I think this once a student enters the first year, and by the time they are graduating, they have developed, as a person, their personality changes. There's a lot of holistic development that happens because of course, the curriculum, the co-curricular, the extracurricular activities, but also a lot of peer learning that happens on the residential campus. And there is this whole openness to interacting with the faculty, which I think students do, talk about. Alumni who are in touch with us, they talk about how we were easily approachable and they could talk to us. So I think a holistic development is also one of the key features.
Thank you, ma'am. So here's the last question. Any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and aspiring students?
The current youth and the aspiring students. Yes, I would say that keep your minds open in terms of what you would like to do. It's a the way in which the careers, the professional life has become so dynamic. You need to also explore. So that is something that you do at Flame University, because in the first year itself, students are exploring a lot of courses across the first year, and then they make a decision. So keep your horizons kind of open. That's one. Second is be in sync with the self, be in sync with your family, I would say, because that's the key for the youth. Somehow I do see them kind of drifting. So be connected to the roots. Yeah, that's my kind of advice to them.
Thank you, ma'am. So we believe this would definitely help to students for their career and to choose their dream college like Flame University. Thank you so much for your valuable thoughts on education and your time and attention.
Thank you, Ankit.